Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is time for my year-long project pan update. This is the 4th update, and yeah, so I made some progress and hit some goals on a couple of items here. I don't think I'm going to be rolling in anything though. I find myself a little bit overwhelmed with the amount of products I'm trying to use right now because I am doing deck of panning in addition to this, and I just want to keep things a little bit tighter, a little bit more manageable. So let's get into the update. All right, so let's get into eyeliners. I am trying to hit goals on 4 different ones. So these two are the Avon Black eyeliner, and this is the Wet n Wild Copper eyeliner. And they are getting shorter and shorter. My goal is to come down halfway from when they started. This is how I've been measuring them. So this is the Wet n Wild Copper one, right? So I was at the purple line last month, and now I'm at the blue line. So yeah, I am on track with using my eyeliners, sort of. I was sick for about a week. I had COVID, actually, so just throwing that out there. Put me out of using makeup even more, so not by too much, like might have set some products back a little bit. I don't think it would have made a huge difference, but that's what happened. But I'm fine now. Everything is good, thank God. For the Avon Black eyeliner, I was here in April and now I'm down to here. So my goal is to get down to here, not to finish them completely. I think that's even going to take a really long time. So yeah, I mean, I'm not really surprised by this progress. It's like the same thing almost every month. I don't wear the black eyeliner as much as I do the copper one, but this does come down faster because it is a creamier formula, so I think that's interesting. So my other 2 eyeliners in the project, I have Covet by Urban Decay. It is the 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil. This is what it swatches like. And my goal with this is to use it 10 times, and I've used it 3 times. So that's actually on track for me and pretty good, actually. I like to spread out my colorful eye makeup. I don't like to wear really colorful looks back to back to back too frequently. This will take me probably through the summer, I'm sure, because again, I do like to spread it out. Plus some days I don't wear makeup, so there's that. 3 times out of 10 for this. And my other eyeliner was the Maybelline Lasting Drama Waterproof Gel Pencil. This is in the shade Lustrous Sapphire, another very pretty eyeliner that is really, really good. My goal was to use this 15 times and I used it twice. So a while to go with this one, but I'm on track with how I like to use my eyeliners with this, and I'm just happy I'm using these at all right now, and even sooner than I normally would because I usually pull these out like right when it's summertime, so just happy to be using them. I don't tend to use either of these around my whole eye. I tend to either do the top and then a different color on the bottom, like a more neutral color, or vice versa. I kind of like more of a pop of color when it comes to these, but they do look beautiful and I do like mixing them with a more neutral eyeliner. Let's move on to eyeshadows. The Modern Renaissance palette, I had the goal of using all of these shadows, or most of them, except Bon Fresco, because I had that in another project last year, so I didn't include that. But everything else I wanted to use 5 times. The only eyeshadow I'd left to reach that 5 times goal was Red Ochre, and I had to use it 2 more times, which I did. So that wasn't a problem. Yeah, even though I do love this palette and enjoy the pigmentation, the quality, and you know, finding a comfortable way to use the brighter colors in here, I'm ready to roll it out. I think, you know, like with any product that you have in a project for a really long time, it's like time to switch things up. But I did enjoy the looks I created with this, and how even though they are pigmented, you can really tone it down a little bit to make it a little bit more, for me at least, more wearable on an everyday basis. So I really appreciate that, but I'm also glad to roll it out. So happy to meet my goal on this and focus on other eyeshadows for now. Another palette, sort of self-made palette, is the Z palette here. My goal is to use these top 6 shadows 5 times each. If you're curious what they are, this is a really old Ulta eyeshadow called Truffle. I have Kitten here by Stila. It's really pretty duochrome from the Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette. And these 3 are just from a, you know, limited edition Too Faced palette called I Believe in Pink. I've actually really liked using these shadows and found them very enjoyable and wearable, because this is really how I like to wear my eyeshadow, to be honest, on a more casual basis, everyday basis, work, whatever. This comes off way pinker than I think. Like, you don't see it on my finger, but like when I apply it, it looks so pink and I need to tone it down. So I've been mixing it with the Stila Kitten, and that is a really nice look. It's very simple. Glad I got to use these because I know sometimes depotted shadows tend to get lost in the shuffle. I tend to gravitate more to the things that are like already put together and all of that. So I'm just happy to use them. I have one more use on this pink shade. Everything else I believe is 2 more uses, except for this purple shadow right here. I have to use that 3 more times. So I really like this purple shadow, but I think sometimes it just is a little bit much. So I have to kind of find a way to use that in a way that I like right now. And the next 2 eyeshadows are MAC pigment samples from back in the day. I have Rose and I have Golden Olive. And my goal was to use both of these 5 times each. I did hit my goal. I only had to use this 2 more times since the last update, and this one 2 more times. So that was easy to hit my goal. Very indecisive about what to do about these 2. Part of me was contemplating keeping these in the project because there's not a lot left in the green one at all. A bit more in the rose one. So I don't need a ton of it to do the looks I like to do. I'm kind of on the fence. Like, part of me wants to declutter them. Another part of me is like, well, maybe I can use this one up. But I honestly am not like obsessed with either of these. I don't like love reaching for them. They're not bad, but I don't love them, kind of a thing. You know what I mean? Like, they're okay. And yes, I did make some like decent looks with them, or nice enough looks, but I don't know if that's good enough anymore for what I'm trying to do with my things. Like, I'm trying to really downsize if I can. And well, I don't think we need to like jump for joy over every little thing in our collection. I don't know if this hits the mark for me either. So I'm still indecisive. I think I have enough colors that are similar to this enough. Like, I might not need this little cluttery sample anymore, but we shall see. But for now, they are not in the project anymore, and I don't have any official plans for those. The next eyeshadow single is this e.l.f. Toasted Eyeshadow single. This is a discontinued item. Really beautiful coppery pink color. My goal with this eyeshadow is to use it 15 times, I believe, and I've only used it twice though. So it is such a beautiful eyeshadow and I really like it. It is a little bit more glam to me. I think that's what it is. Like a natural kind of shade, but I think because if the finish is a little bit more metallic or shimmery, and it's very pigmented too, actually. It doesn't swatch as pigmented, but when you put it on, it definitely makes a statement. So I think that's why I haven't been reaching for it a whole lot. Didn't hit my goal, but that's okay. It's only been in for a month, so. The Wet n Wild blush in Strike a Pose Rose. I used this blush 6 times since the last update, and I'm just trying to hit pan on it, and that's just not going to happen for a long time. This side is way more pigmented than this side, so I do have to balance it out by swirling everything together. But yeah, did not hit my goal. That is the fake pan, of course. If you've been following, I gouged it with my nail by accident, so it's still in the project. The Sonia Kashuk contour stick. So this discontinued guy is still fighting for its life. I managed to use this contour stick 13 times, very lightly, of course. I don't like stripe it up and like, yeah, so that's why it's taking forever. But my goal is to finish this up completely. When I put the pictures up compared to last month, it is flattening out a little bit more. It's not as slanted, which is great. So this is a long hauler type of bronzer. I don't expect to get through this quickly at all. I've been saying that pretty much every time I make these update videos, but it's coming down, you know, the expected amount, and still enjoy it and still like it. The Hoola Benefit Bronzer, my goal was to use this 30 times, and I only had to use it 2 more times, which I did do that really early on after my last update. So this is what it looks like now. I don't think I expanded the pan a whole lot because I'm actually trying to use the product around the perimeter of it more to get that flattened out. This is still kicking pretty well. It's really, really old, but I still enjoy using it, and I was thinking to keep this out for the rest of the year because it is so old, but I just need to rotate things. I know, like, it's really old and it would be great if I could like get more usage out of it, or I mean finish it. That would be a reach right now for me. I don't finish things too often like this, but I just don't see that happening right now. I'm kind of over it after 30 uses. I kind of just want to put it away for a little bit again and use something else. So that's the status on this guy. We're gonna put it away instead of like actually keeping it out. Maybe I'll pull it out again, like casually use it like in a Shop My Stash or something, but nothing major. The Peach Perfect Too Faced setting powder, and this I use every single day. I am trying to finish it off, and it is also pretty slow moving. The last time I marked it off, it was up to here, and it's still showing that it's up to there. I know I use it every day, so I'm not really concerned about that. And I do like it. I do. So I don't have a problem like keeping it as long as it needs to be kept and using it and finishing it off. But yeah, you're not going to see any visual progress this time around. Some months you can, some months you can't, but I use it consistently either way. So let's get into lip products. So this is the Wet n Wild Glassy Gloss in Mow the Glass, and I make the same consistent progress on this almost every time. So I'm down to here now. That was last update. This is this update, and I have very little of it left. I see this sticking around for like probably another month. I may or may not be finished this by next month, but yeah, I still really love this. This is like my favorite for when my lips feel super chapped and it just needs soothing. Like, this is the best product, because sometimes chapsticks or certain lip balms just make it more dry, and I just love that one. The next lip product is the Truth Bomb Luxe Lip Oil by ColourPop, and I'm trying to get this to settle, but it's like settling kind of weird now. It like settles in different spots, which it didn't always do that, so I think that's weird, but it's right about to here. I was looking at it like a couple days ago, and it seemed like that was where it was settling to. I didn't get as much progress on it this month as I did last month, but it is coming down, and I do use it here and there, and it's going quick enough. I don't love this, but yeah, it is going quickly enough where I feel like it's going to be kicked out soon enough anyway, so I won't have to spend too much time with it. It's not terrible, but it's not something I would ever repurchase again. It's just, it's a weird product. It doesn't smell that great. The color isn't really my thing, but it was worth trying, I guess, for a lip oil, because I'd never used one before. This Birthday Suit Tartist Lip Paint, I think they're called. And the goal is to finish this. Yeah, I used this 6 times since the last update, and it's definitely not finished all the way. I definitely used a lot of it. You can see the windowing, and if I open it up, you can see all the way to the bottom, and there is product like caked to the side or the walls. I don't know. I am finding this less appealing to use the longer I keep trying to use it, because it's kind of getting clumpy and it's dry and a little cakey now. So you can still make it work, and like, you don't need a lot of it. You just like spread a little bit of it and it covers your whole lip. But I don't know. And honestly, like, I haven't been super crazy using it on its own with the kind of eye looks I've been doing, because I do think this goes best with a smokier eye at the end of the day. And I'm not doing a whole lot of smoky eyes, so I have to combine this with other things, and it's like this whole song and dance. So it is almost finished though, so I think I'm gonna try to keep it in for like 1 more month, and then I might just call it quits at that point and like declutter it, whether or not it's finished. We shall see, but it's just at that point where it's like not that fun to use anymore. Even though I do like it and you could still make it work, kind of a thing, so we'll see. 3 more products left to talk about. So I have the MAC Prep and Prime, which I am trying to finish this. And last month I was here, and now I'm down to here. So I only use it maybe 2 or 3 times, so it does go down quickly. But what I find is that I don't really like using this type of product as it's getting warmer. You know, if I have really powdery looks, it kind of tones that down a little bit, but I haven't really needed it. I much would rather just use my Urban Decay setting spray, because it does that as well as set my makeup, where this just kind of, yes, gets rid of the powdery look, but in the summer I don't really need it as much. I need more of a setting spray, if anything, than something like this. So at least there's like not a ton of it left, but I just don't really find myself wanting to reach for it ever. So I don't know, maybe I can use it to make more foiled looks as well. I don't really do that either, to be honest. I don't. I'll be pretty happy when this is done, and thank God there's not a ton of it left anymore, because yeah, it's funny because there are periods when I use it more, and then times like now where I don't ever really want to reach for it. So glad it's in the project at least, so I can maybe roll it out soon. Last 2 products are perfumes. I have Maybe Baby by Benefit, which I did get to use 2 or 3 more times. I thought I was gonna like kind of put it away for the spring, but I found it like pretty nice to wear, actually. I don't think it's gonna get as much use in the next few months as the other stuff I have, but I don't mind spritzing it on, like, to switch things up. I'm trying to finish this whole thing up, and this is discontinued, and it's not going to show any progress. It's still kind of showing up to the same line there, so it might have come down to like a hair, but definitely nothing worth troubling myself marking up right now. But just wanted to mention that. And the other product, or the other perfume that I'm using, is Falling in Love. I am trying to finish this, and I'm so close. I have just like the teeniest amount left on the bottom. I'm like down to here now, so it's pretty much finished, but not quite. I probably have like 2 or 3 more uses on this, and then I can push it out. I've been really focusing on this perfume and wearing it often, so I did make good progress. Like I went from here to here, which isn't hard on like a tiny bottle like this. So this was one of my favorite perfumes, and I do still enjoy it. It's just I'm ready to let it go. Next month, this will be finished. I can't imagine it not being finished, but yeah, we're really, really close. I think next month we'll see a lot more progress in terms of finishing things and hitting goals, and we'll see next month if I want to roll anything in. But thanks so much for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this update. If you want to follow along with this, my deck of panning, other types of content related around using your current makeup collection, please consider liking and subscribing. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!